Stakeholders in the Nigerian Tobacco Control Alliance (Ntca) have again called on the federal government to close existing gaps in the tobacco industry and increase budgetary allocations needed for sustaining tobacco control efforts in the country. They made the call at a press conference this Tuesday in Abuja. Let's now join Clearview's Gloria Atta for details.
In the last few years, the Nigerian media space has witnessed heightened discussions and campaigns against tobacco use in the country, with countless calls for effective implementation of existing laws and regulations guiding the tobacco industry, as well as calls for increased financing for tobacco control efforts in the country. According to health advocates under the aegis of the Nigeria Tobacco Control Alliance, Nigeria is still a long way from hitting the mark of reducing the risks and burdens associated with its use because of poor budgetary allocations needed for sustaining tobacco control efforts in the country. At a press conference this Tuesday in Abuja, the board chairman, Ntca, Akimbode Oluwafemi, and other stakeholders noted that while the 2024 budgetary allocation for tobacco control has seen a slight increase from 4.7 million in 2023 to 10 million naira in 2024, the amount still falls short of expectations, especially at this time when Nigeria is witnessing one of the worst forms of inflation, following the withdrawal of fuel subsidies and the unification of the foreign exchange market.
Why there is an increase, we commend the federal government for heeding our call that there should be an increase. We want to say that this is below our expectation and the government can do more. We will also want to raise a very critical issue that even we have seen cases when funds are allocated in the budget, but at the end of the day are not released. I want to plead that this fund should be remitted according to the National Tobacco Control Act 2015 to the Tobacco Control Fund for proper utilization. We also would like to see an update from the Ministry of Health on even an update on the Tobacco Control Fund. Funds being remitted into it, funds not being remitted to it. This will enable us to have clear picture about the status of funding in Nigeria. We want to know whether the tobacco companies have been complying in paying the relevant licensing fees that are supposed to go to the Tobacco Control Fund. Because this serves as a two-pronged approach, it is a regulatory measure to monitor the operations and ensure adherence to established guidelines and the rules. And it's also another source of funds for the for tobacco control in Nigeria.
Funding that is made in the general budget is even too low. 10 million naira in today's economy is a drop in the ocean. So much more goes into tobacco control. So we are not even putting enough money to control the use, to educate people, to implement the law, and we are also not putting enough funding to take care of the diseases that will come out of it. So it's a two-way loss, and the only institution that is gaining is the tobacco industry. The government needs to sit up and put the required resources where it needs to be.
If Nigerian government does not make concerted effort to budget for tobacco control and to fund it, we are afraid when the donors pull out, what happens concerning tobacco control in Nigeria. Also, we know that there is a fund, and the last time what we knew was that there is an account, but the state of that fund, is it properly functional? Can we say we have a TCF, that money is going in and coming out? Those are things we are demanding, that whatever that is causing that fund not to be effectively operational, we are calling on Federal Ministry of Health, we are calling on CBN and other agencies concerned that they should make sure that, please, that fund should be effectively.
Across the world, The tobacco pandemic remains one of the biggest public health threats, killing more than 8 million people a year, according to the World Health Organization. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.